inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know that you might find a better place to play? You said that you had never been, but all the things that you have seen are gonna fade away. So I start a revolution from my bed, because you said the brains that I had went straight to my head. Step outside, it's summertime in bloom. Stand up beside the fireplace, take that room off your face. 'Cause you ain't gonna ever burn my heart out.
Everybody's got pockets. You got pockets. So you're 4. I'm not gonna remember. You're last, so that makes sense. 4 and 3 for you. Sir. 2 for Dana. Shit, I need 6 mics, don't I? Okay. Dana. And let's... Oh, for Christ's sake. Please, anything, just... Okay.
Just let it fade away. Oh, so I start a revolution from my bed, because you said the brains I had went straight to my head. Step aside, 'cause it's summertime in blue.
Oh, batteries. All right. There you are.
Sally can't wait. She knows it's too late. As she's
Yeah. Well, do you need... Yeah, let's switch that.
so it slides away. But don't look back in anger. I heard you say, yeah.
Good. Howdy, folk. Welcome. Yeah, you got the look of somebody. Yeah, got you right there. All right, would you guys like anything to drink? Snacks, anything? Root beer? Can do. Well, perfect timing. We're about to start. That's just 4. Right there. Cool. Well, good to have you. Actually, yeah. I'm ready to get going. All right. So, I never have anything to start it off with, so I'll just lights up, music down, and you can just hit the podium. Because I don't. We'll have to work on an intro in the future. But.
since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball. From Soho down to Brighton, I must have played them all. But I ain't seen nothing like him in any amusement hall.
Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to our monthly shareholder meeting of Global Systems Inc. Huh? Oh, it is so wonderful to see all of your faces, and I hope that you recognize me, Skip Lovejoy, the Chief People Officer of Global Systems Inc. You may have noticed I've got some fancy footwear on today. It's a long story. I won't bore you with it. It happened after my divorce. Oh, it's all right. It's all right. Life is a river. It keeps shifting and moving, and I'm apparently in a new part of the river. My ex-wife, Alexandria, some of you met her. Her parting words to me were, as she walked out the door, she said, "Skip, you've got legs like a Muppet if a Muppet had legs and had been hit by a car and broken his back as a child." And that's what she left me with. But hey, you know what they say, all feedback is positive feedback. And that's the way I took it. Thank you, thank you. And feel free, snap as much as you want. We encourage that here. So I took that feedback and I pulled a little bit of money, maybe a little too much, out of my 401k, and I took a trip down to beautiful Costa Rica, where I decided to get calf implants. My doctor, Dr. Ricardo, very nice man, spoke no English at all, and I don't speak Spanish. He did a wonderful job the first time, and as I was admiring my calves in the mirror, he had a look on his face, and I said, "What's wrong?" And then he said something in Spanish, and I didn't understand. And then he started using different gestures, and it started to make sense. He had accidentally put in my calf implants upside down and backwards. So we had to do the surgery one more time, and I now have to wear these braces because apparently, while it's healing, the amount of pressure on the skin covering my calves is immense. And if I were to take these braces off, the implants would shoot out like a cannon. That's okay, though. It's a moving river life. It's a moving river. So, as you all know, Global Systems Inc. is the world leader in microwavable, edible underwear. We started early, folks. We cornered this market in the 70s. Just as the microwave was coming out, there we were. We said to ourselves, sure, food is good, but you know what else is good? Sex. We put those two together, and we made it so that your edible underwear could be ready in 20 seconds or less. And thank you, yes, thank you. And ever since then, it's just been a smooth ride. There is no edible underwear company within 10 years of our technology and development, and I'm really proud of that. If you even attempt to try some of these other companies' edible underwear, it is like a sad fruit roll-up over your genitals. Not ours. Ours feels like a warm blanket. So nice. But alas, we have been having a problem. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring all of you shareholders here, because you all come with wisdom. And we need your wisdom, because this problem, it's real. It's a real problem, folks. There have been staff members throughout our factory in Delaware who have been stealing the lunches of others out of the break room. I know it seems like a minor problem, but it actually has erupted into 2 different riots on the factory floor. Our production is down, down, down. And you can almost hear it if you just listen closely enough. The prayers of people to have quality edible underwear again. And that's why we need to solve this problem today. And with that in mind, your C-suite has called upon 3 subject matter experts to each give their bid on what would be the best solution to this problem of staff members stealing lunches. And I have to tell you, I am very, very pleased to introduce you to the subject matter expert that I hand-selected. Everybody, can we give a warm round of applause to Dana Bryan?
You may recognize me. I used to be a kindergarten teacher, and now I do YouTube videos for small children. And I am the right person to solve this problem because what are adults but just giant children, right? And the workplace is just like a daycare or a school, and sometimes adults get moody, or they get sad, or they get angry. And why not solve adult problems like you would small children's problems? I think one of the problems, right, that children have is they don't have an outlet for all those emotions, and they get all riled up, and sometimes they need PE. That's why small children have so much energy, so we make them run around, and we make them do aerobics or line dancing. If you're old enough, you did Richard Simmons videos. You can clearly see here we have some of our children's PE activities for full-grown adults. And just imagine if you're down on the floor in the break room or in the factory floor and you're like, oh, I'm hungry and I want to steal someone's lunch, but stealing is wrong. But if you were playing with your friend Gary or your friend Denise, making an airplane at recess or at PE, you wouldn't want to steal their lunch because they're your best friend now. Clearly, part 1 is integrating some kind of PE activity for people to let out their emotions and get really close to their friends, because if you're touching each other, you're so much happier. You know, children, unlike adults, will just come up right in your face and be like, how are you doing? And they're right here and they love you. We don't do that enough as adults. We don't just go up to people and share our body sweat enough and just love unconditionally, not in a creepy way, because children have joy in their hearts. Unadulterated, happy joy. This is a word we don't tell adults enough. No. Does anyone have a problem when a kid is acting out and being like, no, and you point at their face, and you look at them just like this? No. Maybe you boop the suit a little bit. That is what we need to start doing as well. We need discipline. And none of this, like, I'm going to put a pink slip in your file, and then you might, if you get enough of those, you might go on a performance improvement plan. None of this corporate bullshit. We just need to get down to treating the adults like children. Chastise them like children. You gotta know, if that behavior continues, we're gonna sit you in a corner, or maybe put a little dunce hat out on your head. If that behavior does not improve, you're gonna get detention. And work detention makes you come in after work and do more work in a very stale room with an old guy in a 1970s suit who looks very sad at you, and sometimes he hits your hands with rulers. I feel like as an adult, I would behave a lot better if I was gonna get hit by a creepy old man with a ruler. You know, I don't enjoy that like in my personal time, despite what the internet rumors might say. Yes, we all know that children are like animals. Adults are children and children are animals. And inside every living creature, there are 2 wolves. One of them has a lot of body hair because children get older and sometimes they have like feelings they don't understand. And the same thing happens in the office. Maybe they want you to fax something over and you're like, oh no, I'm a zillennial and I've never used a fax machine. I don't know how that works. I'm 25. Can I text it to you? And then they get these emotions they don't understand because boomers are hard to work with. But boomers are just much older children, right? They have the same cute little wrinkles that a little baby does. They buy Pampers, only they're like bigger for their butts. You know, it's just about connecting the bigger children with the not as big children, but still bigger than children. Yes. But sometimes one of the wolves is happy, but the other one's sad. He's sad because he's like, I can't grow facial hair. And sometimes you're like, I see Steve coming in the office with that big old bushy beard, and I want one, but I can't have it because I am from far, far in the north where you can't grow body hair. Yeah, so I'm gonna steal his lunch because by eating his sandwich, I am consuming a part of him that he can't get back and I win. But that is not how that works. If you go to the lunchroom as a child, children share their lunch with each other. They're gonna eat their little Jell-O cups, they're gonna stick their potato chips in their pudding, and they're gonna feed it to another child because their hearts are pure, right? We need to share lunches with each other, not take it, but ask or offer. Maybe if people would offer each other lunch, they wouldn't have it stolen. We're going to encourage the children, the adults, to love like children. Because you see here, this is a map of how children enjoy ludicrous songs. I don't know if you know this, but there's a whole Kids Bop movement of all ludicrous songs. My favorite is Move Witch, Get Out the Way. It's about riding your tricycle and someone's in the way on the playground. And clearly the blue states are the ones where children have embraced the message of ludicrous. They like to go down to the candy shop and share a lollipop with their friends, right? And the red states are clearly where the children are like, I don't like to share, and I'm not gonna share. But you know where the economy is better? In those blue states, because sharing is caring, just like the Care Bears. And that is another part of my plan, is to bring in some cute mascots, right? We need some cute mascots to make the people at the office feel better, because I'm not gonna steal your food if I'm over here getting hugged from a really cute mascot, right? And clearly the most lovable, huggable mascots of all are Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart, right? Just imagine them coming in, but they're all made of felt and they're walking like this. They're like, hello. And we, of course, will employ the Disneyland rule. So if an employee is feeling sad or excited, because who doesn't love Snoop Dogg, they can hug Snoop Dogg as long as they want, and he will not let go. He will not let go until you let go. And then maybe you'll go in the break room, and you and Snoop and Martha will all smoke some joints. And that might be a little counterintuitive, because you're like, oh, I'm going to smoke a joint. As a small child, I shouldn't be smoking joints, but as adults, it's okay. But also, you get hungry, and you might think, oh, I'm going to steal this snack. But since you've all bonded together, you'll share. And there might be snacks provided in the break room as well, because if we are a culture of a company that shares and takes mood-enhancing drugs like weed, we won't have people committing stealing crimes. So just remember, if you want to stop this nonsense, embrace the inner children of your employees. Does anyone have any questions?
Oh. And I want to open up this floor. This is for questions from anyone, from our shareholders to our subject matter experts to our C-suite.
What is the impact plan for budget, the ROI for snacks in the break room to share?
Well,
From what it sounded like that was part of it.
yes. Well, everybody knows that part of a good work culture is offering things to your employees. And obviously raises would be nice. You know, when a kid gets an extra nickel in their allowance every month, you know, it makes you feel good, but that's not in the budget. But you know what is in the budget? Snacks. And you know what snacks are the best that children love and are great? Unhealthy processed snacks. Because those are cheap and you can buy them in bulk. Yes.
I noticed on your map that Delaware is in a non-ludicrous literate section.
Yes.
I'm wondering if you think, should we relocate the factory?
I mean, that is a big concern because we love Ludacris and he sells everybody, or Chris as I like to call him. I've met him. It's great. But actually, legally, most companies will incorporate in Delaware because it has the best tax breaks. So you can just, yes. So you can just keep all of the paperwork in Delaware, but you can have your offices in any state because that part doesn't matter as long as you just keep that one office in that one building in Delaware, and only one guy just has to sit there and take your questions.
I want to piggyback off of what Michelle said. What if we feed the staff the edible underwear that's misshapen that we can't sell?
I love that idea. Because as everybody knows that the edible underwear that your company sells is made up of 0.002% fruit.
Mm-hmm.
And fruit is good for growing bodies. And there's also calcium in there from the ground up bones of animals that we're not quite sure what they are, but they come in bulk. Yes. Any other questions? Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yes. I had a question with regards to the physical activity that you were talking about.
Yes.
I'm wondering, are there other examples of the types of physical activity you think would be appropriate and effective?
That's funny because I knew you were going to ask that question, which is why I put together this slide here.
Oh.
Yes. I don't know if you're familiar with chess. It's a great game. It works the mind, but it doesn't always work the body. But if we dress the employees up as chess pieces and theme them based on the popular movie franchise Alien and give them fun tails that they can smack at each other, people can run around and get lots of exercise, but they can work their brains and their body. I don't know if you know this, but the brain is in the body. So if you work them at the same time, it's synchronicity. You get double. It's great. Yes. Question?
Speaking of bodies, I have a wool allergy. Could you assure me that the Scoop and Martha Stewart mascots will not have any wool in the construction?
That is something I can take back, but we could also do some alternatives if that doesn't work. See, this is a really good text message that I got from my manufacturing guy. And he has all sorts of fabrics, you know, because I was like, I work with children. I make YouTube videos for children. And I asked him, you know, what did he want to be as a child? And he really wanted to be a whore, international whore. And that's slang for someone that flies around to other countries and sleeps with people.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
And what you've learned from many countries, right, is that they use different materials when they're engaging in sexual activities, but they're safe. And so he has a lot of fabrics, a lot of things that you can make protective gear out of. You know, if you've got a latex allergy, you can do sheepskin. You got a wool allergy, which comes from sheep, so the sheepskin's not going to work well for you. Maybe the latex will work. I don't know. But I got a guy.
Well, Dana, we want to thank you so much for your presentation. I know you had some last words you wanted to say.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to nod, because yes, that is you agreeing with my plan. Yes. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Dana.
Hello, everyone. I once again am Nicole Diaz-Legang sing Hailstone Smith, 4 times divorced. So, Skip, are you fully recovered from your surgery?
I'm getting there.
Great, awesome. So anyway, I missed the last meeting because I was supposed to go to see the Titanic wreckage, but it had to be rescheduled to next year.
Oh.
So, ma'am, you in the front, what did I miss from the last meeting?
I was paying very close attention.
As we all should. Fantastic middle management answer right there. So, And the man in the back who was taking pictures during a staff meeting. What else did I miss?
There was the whole incident with that small family of raccoons.
How we got rid of them?
We thought we did.
Who's doing our pest control? Do we have pest control?
No, I sometimes go up into the eaves and rafters.
If you could do that again, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, as soon as my legs heal up, because they're not.
No, right now.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right, our next subject matter expert comes to us from Boeing. I'm sure he has an amazing, amazing ton of ideas. Welcome, Jake Brooks.
Thank you very much. Now, when dealing with any crisis that a corporation faces, there's one word we need to focus on, and that word is disruption.
Oh.
You see, things are done a certain way, for certain reasons, for a long time, and what disruption teaches us, stop doing that. Change things. Fuck shit up. Just see where it goes. So that is why my proposal is we make edible underwear. What if this was neither something that could be safely consumed or worn? Neither edible nor underwear. It's a new paradigm. Go with me here. I have some visual aids that I think will clear this up a little bit more. Now, we can all agree, when it comes to changing the paradigm, in no way is this more evident than the Mortal Kombat game series.
Oh, yeah.
Now, here, they are arguing that we should finish they, them, because what if we all just went woke? Yeah?
Oh.
It's a good idea, I think. Now, some people are against it, but I think we can agree they're all assholes. Every last one of them. And I know some people might think I'm joking, but no, seriously, they should all go away and just fuck right off on out of here. Now, when it comes to products for adults to enjoy in the privacy of their own bedroom, we need to focus on alternative communities. I myself consider myself part of one of them. Also, calf implants, totally worth it.
Very nice.
So, if we can get the nexus point of alternative lifestyles and video gamers, two groups that admittedly have come into conflict numerous times in human history. I know I, for one, can't sign online to game without being called a barrage of truly hurtful things. But I think we can unite these two groups. And once they have their pair of non-edible, non-underpants... Wait. Oh, God. I had the most brilliant idea. What if you wore them over your pants? Yeah.
Overpants.
Overpants,
Oh.
Exactly.
Very disruptive.
So, we've changed the game and brought in people who know a thing or two about games. And people who know a thing or two about gays, because, hey, it's June. But that raises further questions. One important question that asks how we'll be able to do any of this. No, I think I have the exact answer. The answer that's going to deliver us all into the next wave of innovation that will change this industry. And if this next slide does not revolutionize everything you ever thought about the world, then I am not even really from Australia. Who wants to be polite? This is like an official meeting, and I've sworn like 5 times already. Politeness that's old school. That's something that needs to die off with the boomers. We're moving forward into informality. Everybody is in everybody's business, and with outer pants, everyone will see each other's business. Am I right? Yeah. You will walk up to someone and say, hey, you've got those new outer pants. I know you're someone I can connect with. And that connection does not have to occur within the parameters of heterosexuality. So, in other words, our products are interested in being neither polite nor heterosexual, and by the power of Grayskull, that will let us conquer all of the markets. The dividends will be amazing. We'll just all be swimming in money that we can actually set up an account in the Cayman Islands. I know Delaware is popular because it's American, but the Caymans are fantastic. You need to go there. There's like wonderful resorts, and the banks are just so wonderful. Granted, it's got me along with you in the 5 divorce club, but you know, there's always another one. So, once we have our outerwear outside the pantaloons of everybody in this country and every other country, what next? Well, I stay up late at night thinking about that very question all the time. Never is anything else on my mind. Not, is my Cayman Islands bank account going to be discovered? Will I get in trouble with the IRS? No, these are not the things I am thinking about. I am thinking about what the next step is. And the next step is so mind-bogglingly obvious that, I swear, you will kick yourselves that you did not think of it already. I mean, you're going to wonder, what is this bloke getting paid the big bucks for coming up with? I could have thought of that, but you didn't. I did. So think about that when you're laying awake at night. Holy shit. Now, I know I've talked about some lefty issues, and that's my personal bias, but I think we all need to have very literal come to Jesus moment. Because the Lord on high and his only begotten Son will deliver us into a new era, tapping into new markets. And you can't have some willy-nilly new way of interpretation of the holy word of God. That's why you need to stick to the scripture. And in the scripture, there is one gherkin that dares to speak the truth, to stand up and proselytize for his faith, and that is Larry the Cucumber. Thank you. It's nice to know there's other people of faith here. Now, for some reason, they don't listen to me in the South, but I think I have the straight dope from the Lord on high. Now, Larry the Cucumber has not been portrayed fairly in, quite frankly, I'll say it, American media. Larry the Cucumber is given sort of a cuddly makeover, and that's not what we're about here. We want to reflect the origins of Larry the Cucumber with just a shit ton of eyes looking in every direction, as all good companies must. We see all around us and above and below for every foreseeable horizon and vertical horizon that possibly looms out there. Because, like other vertical horizons, it's everything we want. Millennials will get that one. So, thank you. Larry the Cucumber is our guide. He is our, dare I say, Messiah, leading us straight ahead into the new era. And that will be heralded by... What does that say? What? Now, apologies, I'll call in a doctor if anyone does in fact have a brain aneurysm trying to read this. Because there's a key to getting free water. It's not a pretty solution. It's not a good smelling solution. But if we can genetically modify, using CRISPR techniques, our staff in Delaware, or hear me out, we could move the factory to Indonesia, then they could in fact fart free water. And then we don't need to have plumbing in the factory anymore. And this is the famous W process for farting free water. And that will make our factories self-sufficient. Yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I knew this would go well. I manifested it. That's a fancy term, you know. I've always manifested, like my idols, like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. All I did was think, how do I be successful like them? And then I went and asked me ma and pa how I'd do that, and they gave me a small loan of $5 million, and then I was able to go out and be a success. You just have to think positive. I don't know why all these losers don't do that. Anyway, this brings me to the crux of this whole argument. If you don't follow me on this, then my whole argument falls apart. Because you gotta dance. I mean, really, that's just part of any good presentation. Get a little kicks in there, little robot, German expressionism, because a dancing workforce is a happy workforce. And if you're going to have them making non-edible outerwear and farting the water that maintains their factories, you got to keep them happy, or else they're going to fucking unionize. And you do not want that. You do not want that, mate. Nothing good comes of that. Nothing good. That's how you get things like weekends and childcare. That would ruin this company. So, dance breaks. That's the final piece of this puzzle. And it all comes falling into place like a perfectly played game of Tetris or Mortal Kombat when you finish they, them. That's a Street Fighter move, but it still works. So, I think it is time to open the floor up to questions. Yes?
So when you had Larry the cucumber up there, you said have a come to Jesus moment. What if it's a come to Jesus moment?
Has anyone ever told you you're a master of disruption?
Yes.
You just blew it all wide open. A come to Jesus moment. That's perfectly right. You know, if you're on the market for a 6X husband, I mean, I'm currently married, but, you know, things change.
I'll call you later.
Okay. 2, focus in a little more on your question. I sent this last night, and you weren't as nice to me then. But now, you know, I've saved your business. So, I think things are turning around a little bit. Yeah, I get a lot of texts like this. I'm not sure why. I mean, I turned $5 million into like $500 million, and then I turned $500 million into $1.70, and then I turned that into like 500, and if this all goes well, I'm gonna be back on top. So, you know, I've got a lot going for me right now. Thank you. Anyway, all right. Well, oh, okay. You got one too?
I'm very intrigued by this idea of non-edible overwear.
Yes.
So, given that it won't be edible any longer, we have quite a storage of the. Well, it sort of forms a goo before we mold it into the underwear. I'm wondering what use would we have for that goo, which is 2% fruit and the rest ground up unknown animal bones?
Lubricant.
Lubricant.
I like this one. So, quite frankly, the thing about anything edible is it's very easy to make it non-edible. You just add one more thing into it. So, what we would need to add into the goo to make it inedible is value. If we crank up the value of that, and I know some people on Wall Street, you ever heard of a little company called GameStop? Was worth nothing? Then through the roof. So if we create artificial value, then we will quite literally provide value to our shareholders, and no one will be able to eat the goo. Because you can't eat the value of the company, because then what's the company left with? Wow. Yeah. All right. I mean, I don't know why you're coming to me for this. Continue coming to me. For the record, I sent you that invoice and I expect to be paid in full. But these are things you should be thinking of on your own, but don't. So one last question. All right. Oh, okay. What do we got over here? The competition. All right, let's go.
Yes, you've talked a lot about shareholders and bringing them value. Do you value shareholder profits over quality? I mean, they mentioned Boeing, and that's just what popped in my head.
Okay, listen. And that's right, my accent just changed. You know what? Disruption. So, there's a lot of rumors going around about Boeing. And I need to tell you, it's a load of bollocks. All of it. All of it. Those men died of natural causes in their 30s after explicitly saying to friends and loved ones that they would never kill themselves and then, dying mysteriously. So Boeing is a quality company, and I won't have you, disparaging it. So, go back to kindergarten and don't disparage the fine aeroplane manufacturers at Boeing. But in terms of quality over shareholder value, the only true value in life is shareholder value. Growth. Constant growth. That's what the company needs. It needs to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It needs to grow unstopped. Now, you could look to nature and say, oh, nothing grows unstopped, but that's not true. There is a thing that does grow unstopped. That is called cancer. We need to modify our business to work like a cancer, devouring up everything, creating more and more values till our shareholders don't have to work a day in their lives. So, yeah, that's right. All right. I can take another question. Why not? Oh, not a very inquisitive bunch, are you? This is why you come to me. Oh, all right.
Are there any more slides, or is the value slide the last one?
Now, I will provide a crash course on what I've talked about. Oh. Areas crashing. This will be something that will make you go, "Wah!" So, if we completely change what it is the company does, and if we strip down the employees to the bare minimum that they need to accomplish the job we pay them for, and also maybe we can pay them a little less, and then we just maximize and grow until we've consumed all things. Have you ever considered starting a streaming service? There is no other edible underwear company that has their own streaming service. We could do that. Just saying. Then, once we consume all, like a corporate Katamari, then we will have won capitalism. And then, once you've won the game, you know what there is to do. Crush everyone else. We can wipe our enemies out. Thank you. Thank you all.
Hello. I'm Chip Dossprompt. I'm the Chief Financial Officer here at Global, the company. So I just got in from Delaware, and you'll never believe what I found. So many unattended meals. It's really, I don't know if they're just more trusting in Delaware or what it is. But really, they should put a lock on things. I'm just saying. So, I know the importance of, protecting your valuables. As Chief Technology Officer, I know all of your passwords. And some of them are dumb as hell. That's all I'm saying. Like the city that you live in And a 1, that's like 5 tries and I've got you. I've got everything you need. Or just like, you know, your name and an exclamation point. Exclamation points are done, guys. Get another special character. Check out the rest of the top row of your keyboard. Let me introduce you to the ampersand. Or maybe the star. I don't know if there's a name like ampersand for the star. Pound. Symbol, pound symbol. I'm old school. I don't call it a hashtag. At worst, I'll give you tic-tac-toe board. Oh. But that's the pound sign. I remember the commercials that said dial pound for services. So I'm turning to out of work primary school teachers. That's cute. Irish Australians with inherited money. That's cool. You think those guys are going to help you solve your problems? Especially the problems of really just loosely attended food in a break room? I could crack into any fridge in any of our offices just like that. Oh, look, your pudding cup's gone. So I went out and I found somebody that I think they've dealt with some real problems. They've really gotten into the nitty-gritty. Like, for example, in the past, they'd worked for a company that made tight pants for dad bods that was dealing with Employee of the Month parking. You think you've seen the shit? Wait till you're dealing with somebody that manufactures purposefully uncomfortable outerwear and doesn't reward their employees properly. It turns into Lord of the Flies, kids. They're all little piggies. And this person came in and they'd solved all those problems. Or their other ventures with the spam manufacturers, I assume Hormel, and how they were dealing with... I'm going to read what was scratched out. Staffing yoga pants farting. Firing? No, I'm going with farting. And you want a warm work environment? Go to Hormel and outfit everyone in yoga pants. And try and walk around those offices breathing through your nose. I dare you. Stronger man than I. That's all I can say. But if they can handle all those issues, I think they can handle a little bit of break room food borrowing in one of our warehouses pretty easily, pretty handily, cut and dry. So please welcome my subject matter expert, Michelle Petro, please. Thank you. Please and thank you. I'm just going to take this and finish some
Chip.
work.
Thanks, Chip.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I knew it was Chip before I made this presentation, but y'all didn't. So here we go. Yeah, Michelle, and my resume is pretty long. My CV is impressive. I've been told I should stop bragging about myself, but haven't stopped yet. So I'm going to keep going. Thank you so much. Thank you. I am the fixer. I come in and I fix your company's problem. Because a lot of the time, it's the environment, it's not the individual that's giving you issues. We've heard it time and time again. Thank you. Yeah, time and time again. Your environment is the issue.
Oh.
So, here we go. There's a rat in the playpen. There's a rat actually in your break pen or break room. I know I'm using old terminology there. We have to legally call it a room now. It's important to humanize our people. So we've got somebody with little cute hands, tiny miniature little hands, and the cutest little nose, and they've got good taste, all right? They know what's the saltiest, what's the spiciest, what's in there that's gonna make the best little snack. About 1:30 p.m., right after lunch. It's still kind of warm in there, right? You don't actually have to nuke it up, so you don't have to hear somebody that's stealing. My environment is here, raw food diet for everybody. That's really important. If, yeah, maybe you make a product that requires a microwave, but you're not testing out the product at work, so why do you need a microwave at work? No microwaves at work. That's part number 1 of my 4-part plan. Let's get into part number 2. It's a fun little acronym. So I like 4 parts, 4 letters, okay? DARE. First, D, deceivement. That was our rat deceiving us. A, all of us knowing.
Oh.
Yes. The environment is that we all know that we're bound to make mistakes, and we all know that there's someone out there that's deliberately choosing to make this a choice, not a mistake. R, retribution. Yes. Yes. The environment's got to be that we know that there are consequences. There will be consequences, Chip, for any lunch being taken. Okay? That should just be the board. We don't take what's not ours. We would never rip an edible underwear off someone that didn't want that, right? I mean, it's awfully quiet in here for that, right?
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
Yes,
I mean,
thank you.
right.
So, we would never want to steal someone's lunch, even if it's easily accessible, Chip. So, E, that brings me back to DARE, my 4-part plan. We have deception. All of us know. Retribution, equity. This is real. This is real. We got to make sure that everybody's got their time to eat. We got to make sure everybody's got enough time to get to their bio breaks. We've got to make sure that this all happens on the minute of when we say it's going to. And I've got AI for that, so we're set.
Oh.
Yeah. That's my part 3 of my plan here. AI. Okay? I think, let's just take a second. I want everybody to read this. This is a really poignant thing that everybody should read. AI. So we're rolling out this new system as we speak. Not everybody knows that, okay? Just like this little surprise that you'll see. Now, I'm not going to butcher this word because I don't, but I'll say. That's the name of my system, actually.
Oh.
Because I couldn't take bullseye. It was trademarked. But I is as close as I could get. It really narrows in on scheduling and when each employee has their optimal moment for their bio break, for their lunch break, when they need just a minute to stretch, because stretching is so important in the workplace, especially in the factories. We've got to know those repetitive movements. I'm not a monster. Obviously, we want ultimate profits, but there's people that are involved. So we got to give them a little butt-eye here and there. This AI technology is super affordable. We can fold it into 25's budget, no problem. Okay, I'm thinking an easy rollout. It would be easy to do, and that would be done in concurrence with part 4 of my plan here. That's right. Experienced men. That's what we're looking for. And I just don't mean just men. I mean humans. Okay? I don't think we need to be so strict on who we bring in to the factory. Thank you. Yeah. Just as long as they're 29 years and up, they should be able to be out on the floor. We have a space for them. Only qualification is that they need to feel used in some way. And that is part of the boundary that we set at the beginning. They know, and we also acknowledge that as it is in capitalism, we are using their body for our productivity. If we say that from the beginning and acknowledge it, honestly, productivity goes up. As long as they know, we know, they know that that's so shitty, the environment feels so much better, okay? Yes. So let's acknowledge too in the room when there was a little riot, right? Those things can happen, especially in a place with machinery. I don't know what it is, something about the steam and the sound. It's very aggravating. So I have just a bonus idea to deal with the loud noises on the factory floor. This is honestly something I'm just like spitting out there. It's one of my prototypes, okay? But I am really looking forward to seeing everyone's reaction to my solution for like dimming down and suppressing some of that sound that can really affect people's emotions. Yes, yeah, fans. So I want to put a few every, I don't know, let's say when the temperature is over 86 degrees, we bring some fans. Now, we both, Jake and I both know the same fabric, wholesale fabric salesperson, and so we can get some great jersey fabric that it really works well to get airflow, and it's cooling. It's a cooling fabric. So just putting it around there. We then can incorporate mandatory work movement breaks where everybody self-fans themselves. Yes. They first get it a little wet, scrunch it out. We're practicing the malleability that we need in your employees' hands to get the molds right? We want that dexterity. They're squeezing out the extra liquid. They're fanning themselves. They are cooling. The head is one of the main temperature controls of our body. Fun fact. So you're getting your head wet, you're cooling yourself down, and you're also getting blood flow, which is good, without having them move around, which wastes time they're staying in their spot, they're getting the blood flow that's needed, then we can, start a rock song and start the line again. I feel like you will see maybe no riot ever again. One, productivity probably up 25% by the second quarter of this implementation. And like I said, that Budeye AI will truly be a game changer as far as your, what's the word? Payroll. There it is.
Oh,
It's been a long day. I've been to 3 other conferences. Oh dear. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm ready to open the floor. Thanks everybody really for your open ears and minds. And I see, Jake, go ahead. What's up, Jake? What are your questions for me?
I have a question in regard to your fabric supplier.
Okay.
I have heard that that particular fabric supplier is looking for nothing but a good time. But, you know, I suppose every rose has its thorn.
Yeah.
So how would you react to that?
Yeah. Well, it's a bit of a rock of love for me. Okay. I can say that it's always a good time checking out what kind of fabrics are new and fresh. But been there, done that, you know, for me personally. I know you might have heard some things, but no. Who else? What are your questions? Yes.
I wanted to go back to the R and the DARE program.
Great. Retribution. Yes.
I was wondering, could you perhaps unpack what does that look like?
Well, you know, it kind of can be based on whatever factory chooses.
Okay.
Within the stipulations of global operations protocol for the type of retribution and mediation that your company has installed. And my Budeye AI can actually go through and look for keywords and rewrite and fix any of those issues. It truly takes the place of most CEOs that you would think of, but you don't want to know that part of it. So don't. Anyway, what other? Yes.
Does the Budeye go into the employees? And if so, can you explain the insertion process in a little more detail?
Absolutely, yes. So it's a thumb ring, and that's really where we would get the biometric data from.
Any visuals for the thumb ring?
You know what? I've got one, an early prototype.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me.
Oh.
So we were joking because the biometric data is, you know, what part of how the AIs run, and we're like, I want your flesh. This was one of those blue sky moments that I had my friend Chip, who's funnily enough not one of the Chips that we saw tonight. Another Chip I know. He's a great designer, and we just made this joke one night, and I can't believe it's actually on in here, but no, I have a prototype here somewhere. Let me just get this prototype up here. So this, this was.
Oh.
Yeah, so this was when I was trying to figure out what type of material I was going to use for the ring. You know,
lots of different buttholes.
Yes. Because I couldn't decide. We did a bunch of taste tests here.
Oh.
Yeah. And then we made a fruit salad. It was a fun barbecue. It's a fun barbecue. I remember it was actually the end of July because we all had to work on the 4th of July because there was that.
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun. So I would love to I don't want to leave anyone unclear or wondering anything. So if anyone is wondering anything about
I was wondering something.
Yeah.
About, mostly about slander. But I just wanted to make very clear that in this company, there are no personal positions. So I previously worked for Adobe, and so I made that language very clear that everything that our employees make is ours. So that
company
company
property.
Like
Chip,
anything that they make, like
if they make something at home, that's theirs.
like if they make a sandwich at home and they bring it into a
But it's already
company refrigerator, then that's technically company property.
This is me watching your retribution.
Okay,
later.
you know what? I don't need this.
Chip, you don't need this.
I get
Don't.
peckish in the afternoons.
And that's why Dana actually and I have similar wants and goals, which is quality snacks.
Oh.
And part of when we pass out your jersey fabric, you'll get a great high in protein snack. And that will help out.
It's like, are we talking like cheddar explosion?
Well, that's part of
fish-
what we can do.
goldfishes?
I think that I suggest that in our next breakout, the stakeholders can decide what type of snacks we will work with our budget.
Oh.
And since you're also a stakeholder, you have some say in that.
Well, thank you
Yeah,
so much,
of course.
Michelle.
Thank you so much. Thanks to everybody for your time.
And if I could have all of our subject matter experts come up.
Oh, great.
Yes, wonderful. So shareholders, this is where we're going to really need you because as you can see here, we have a check ready for the subject matter expert whose solution is chosen. So just to remind you, Dana's solution was to treat all of our employees like children, both with punishment and with pleasure.
Yes.
Then we had Jake.
Age-appropriate
Oh,
pleasure.
please, age-appropriate
sure.
pleasure.
not-
Then we had Jake,
so
who was
wrong.
all about disruption, and he wanted to take our company into new universes. No longer microwavable underwear, but inedible overwear. And then finally we had Michelle with her DARE program and her eyes inside your butthole. So, shareholders, this is how it's going to work. I'm going to give you a chance to vote with your applause for the solution that you think is going to benefit Global Systems, Inc. If you think it's going to be Dana's solution, please clap now. Right? All right? All right? If you think it's Jake's solution, please clap now. All right? And finally, if you think it's Michelle's solution, please clap now.
All right, thank you.
Well,
Jake.
Tough one.
it looks clear to me. Dana Bryant, you have yourself a check.
All right.
I want to thank all our subject matter experts. I want to thank Chip. I want to thank Nicole. And I want to thank all of you, our lovely, wonderful shareholders. We'll see you next month for another meeting at Global Systems, Inc. Have a great night. Have a great night, everyone.
Come back next month and Martha and Snoop will be here,
That's right. That's right. All right, now I have to make my way down. All right, we'll see you all at the food court.
All right, everybody, that is it for PowerPlay. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for joining us tonight. That is it for us for the evening. But you know what? We've got stuff every day of the weekend. As long as you define weekends as Thursdays through Sundays, then we've got it. Check us out. Thursday through Sunday, we're live in person, and we stream everything we do 6 nights a week.
Check out standupcomedytheater.com for our full calendar of events. We'll be back here tomorrow with the re-debut of The Arena. It's Cage Match Improv. That'll be tomorrow at 8. And if you want to get in early, you can jam with us at 7. So hope to see you again soon. Have a good night, everybody.